Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Thursday the 4th of March 2021. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to use the Trip and Wait Tarot again for today's reading. Let's see what the cards have to say about Thursday and what energy is coming up for you. So let's have a look. First card is the Ten of Swords. All right. The Four of Swords. And the Four of Pentacles. Oh, how interesting. Okay. The Ten of Swords is usually rock bottom. It's really getting to a point where negativity builds up so much that you just feel paralyzed. You feel like you can't move. You have no more options. And it's really kind of a state of despair and really being out of ideas. And it's the 10th card in the suit of swords, and the 10 here, it looks like a crossroads, and all the 10 cards are transitions. So the 10 of swords is really a card that says, do you know what, things have got to a point where something's just gonna have to give. You're just gonna have to move on, find something new, something has to change. This is no longer tenable. And I'm also getting that today, this represents news. Usually in the tarot, the Eight of Wands is news, and it shows information coming in quickly. But the swords are ideas in the way you think and perceptions. So each one can be something negative that has got this person to a position of despair. So the loss of a loved one or a job or some sort of negative self-belief. But swords are also ideas and pieces of information you can share with other people. And I really think that there is some news coming in today that makes you think, do you know what, this is gotta change. And I really think that's the crux of the card for this day, that you get to a point where you look at the thing or the person in your life and you're just like, okay, this is just one more thing. This is the straw that breaks the camel's back. And I've tried and tried and tried. And really, I'm going to have to consider whether the sun is set on this thing and whether I'm just keeping it on life support and it's ruining my energy in my life. I really think you just get to a point of your eyes being opened about something that does not work. And rather than having these rose-tinted spectacles and saying, oh yeah, you know, it's not worked for the last 8 years, but I'm still working on it. It's going to turn around any moment now. You may feel like that's starting to become a little bit ludicrous, and you want to get practical and actually enjoy the sunrise of something new. So if there is something in your life that has been there for a long, long time, it's a problem, and you've really just made excuses for it, and everyone else has kind of pointed out that, you know, why are you doing this to yourself? And you've just kind of gone on and on and on and on with it because you really believe in the cause or the person or whatever it is, even though it doesn't work. You may see that differently and you may feel like, wow, okay, this has had its day. Time's up here. It's time to do something else and to move in a different direction. The Four of Swords is usually a knight who's kind of lying in a church. It's about meditation. It's about being held by something bigger, feeling like you belong. It's the time and space to contemplate and to really consider your options before you jump up and actually act. So we've got someone lying on a bed, and in this case, they're listening to music. So it's getting away from this space and doing something that reconnects you with your soul. Like, I don't know, for different people, it's different things. You know, for some people, it's sports and feeling the body move, and it's like, okay, I'm in touch with myself. For other people, it is things like music. Some people like to walk in nature, others meditate, others do qigong, or they chant, or they kind of write, or they're creative. So in this card, it's about contemplation, meditation, taking a time out. But in this card, it also says, let yourself be enchanted again and rediscover yourself. So in this case, he's into all this, The Doors, is that 70s music? And we've got all this psychedelic stuff here. So he's broadening his mindsets, and he's far out there again. And he's just back to his usual self and doing what he wants with his life, because he realizes that it is his life. and that he can regroup after something that hasn't worked out. This is really interesting because I this morning I had someone do some work on my flat this morning, so I wanted to get out of the flat and leave them to it so I didn't disturb them. So I climbed up the tour today, and it's really foggy and misty, and there was no one up at the tour, so I was all alone. And for some reason I got this idea to play all this sad music, like the arrival of the birds and stuff like that. And I was up there, and I got really emotional because of the music and stuff, and because I was there on my own, and it was just ridiculous. I was just like, what am I doing to myself? It was an emotional workout, but it certainly made me feel something. And the whole thing was about connection. So it doesn't have to be sad music and you're on a hill crying or almost crying by yourself. It can be listening to positive, relaxing music and just enjoying that vibe, or meditating and enjoying the warmth and comfort of that, or spending time out just playing with family members, like getting out a board game and just communicating about something trivial that you enjoy. It's about coming home to self and rediscovering what you like. So today, don't hang on to the things that don't work anymore. Really realize, okay, I've got to a point where I'm fed up and it's like, okay, this is enough. You then have the opportunity to think about what direction you want to move into that's more enjoyable and that isn't soul destroying. And you really have the time and space to have a do-over, to start again. Finally, the Four of Pentacles is a miser who hangs on to his money. And he's isolated, and he thinks his money is his security, and he builds huge walls, and he lives in this gated community in the middle of nowhere, and he's just safe and secure, and no one can ever find him because he's terrified that he's going to lose what he's got. Interestingly enough, the pentacles in this deck are peace symbols. So he's trying to regain the sense of peace that he either has or that he's lost, that he wants to recapture. And that's a funny thing, because you can't hang on to a state of mind. It's even more ludicrous than trying to hang on to something that's gonna, change with time. Like if you're hanging on to your giant mansion by the sea and there's beach erosion, it doesn't matter how hard you grip. Sooner or later, the waves are going to erode that thing and something's going to happen, okay? So it doesn't matter whether you are intent on keeping the property or the money or whatever it is. Things change. And imagine how long it takes for a house to be eroded away. And compare that to your moods and your thoughts and your peaceful state of mind. I mean, if I go through any given day, I may have 50 moments of peace and 100 moments of something else and 100 moments of whatever. So you're not going to be peaceful or happy or chilled or in despair. You may be one of those things amongst others. So you may be very peaceful and also relaxed and a little bit flat. Or you may feel a sense of despair, but also hopefulness that you can regroup and plan for the future, and you can plan a peaceful, harmonious way of living. So it's not just one thing today. There are several things going on. Don't try and hang on to a sense of peace or a sense of joy or insight. Go with the flow and pay attention to what's coming up. Think about it, make sense of it. And it's by letting go that peace kind of comes in. By hanging on, you're just doing yourself a disservice and you're cementing yourself in this position, because if you're hanging on, you can't let go and go in a different direction. And you're meant to contemplate the new direction. You're then meant to let go if you want to have peace. And then you can get up and move forward again. So letting go is really, really important today. And giving up control and just letting the chips fall as they will. 10 and 4 is 14. And another 4 is 18. 1 and 8 is 9. And 9 is spirituality and completion. So I really think you break up with something that does not love you back. And I think you create more space in your life for good things to come in. And you really are able to finish up something that has been problematic in your life, that does not serve you, and that's really been a big burden. So you're able to unburden yourself and create space for something much more thrilling and much more suited to your nature that will give you a greater sense of peace in life. So it's important that you think for yourself and that you do make decisions and that you have confidence in yourself, because at the end of the day, it is your life, no one else's. Have a wonderful day. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on book your reading to audio reading with me. In my personal readings, I use astrology, tarot, and numerology. So if you have any questions about your next step in life, or how to create peace or love or where to live or career or anything at all, then please do get in touch with me for a personal reading. If you like this video, then give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and share the video online, please. Have a fabulous day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.